Hi, this is Chris. Today, well, this last month, I've been going through my studio trying to de-stash and clean up the clutter and find unfinished projects and sort things out. And I decided to use up some of these bags. And last year I made a little bag journal for my neighbor and she really loved it. She's a crafter too. Recently she asked if she and her friend could come over and I could show them how to make one. So I made this one. We made them together. Each of ours turned out a little different because I showed them what options they could use. And their sacks were a little bit different sizes. And so this is a little, like a small lunch sack. You can see the bottom gusset. And this one is stitched with elastic and has a little elastic closure. And it opens up like this and like this, and then it just has some old papers that we cut down to size and stitched them in. There's a pocket here. There's a pocket here in the gusset of the bag. And then we go to the back and there's another pocket here. And there's another pocket here, and then there's some secret pockets. There's a secret pocket down here. And there's another one right here. So first I'm going to show you what kind of bags you can use and a couple that won't really work. So this is a little bakery bag. In fact, my friend who came over to make the journal the other day, this is from her bakery, and this bag would work. It's I would use a clean one. This one had some treats in it, so it's got a little bit of butter in it. But look at the nice closure it would make, and then it would have a little window that you could put something pretty in there. And you can leave your bag plain like this, or you can cut pretty papers and glue them on and decorate it and collage on it and whatever you want. I haven't got to that point with this, but I have done it with others in the past. Here's another little sandwich bag type bag, so that's similar to this bag, a little bit smaller. And here's another sandwich bag. This is similar to this one too, but a different manufacturer, but they're about the same size. Then here's a small shopping bag, and this would make a good sized journal. You could fold this over this way, make a journal about that size. Here's a gift bag. I've made some journals out of these gift bags too, and those turn out cute. Here's a gift bag. This is really bright and colorful. It's almost like iridescent neon green, but this could be made into a journal also, so this could work. Now here's an example of one that wouldn't work. The bottom gusset is really small, and it's a very shiny paper. Imagine if it's all you had, you could figure something out. You could take the gusset apart and make something out of it that way. It sure is pretty. Make a nice gift. Then I have envelopes. So an envelope like this would make a good journal. It's got a little flap over it. A little place to put a pocket. You could leave this completely open and access the pocket through this way, or you could just make a narrow pocket. And then here's an envelope with a see-through pocket. You could turn it this way around, and you could put some decorative paper inside there before you make the book, and it would show through, and then you could cover this part with decorative paper. And one of these envelopes would make a nice size book. There's so many choices. And then even one of these sort of medical bags. This one was from my dentist. And this one is lined. It has the regular outside paper, and then it has another sort of a wax paper on the inside. So it's got some good crinkly effect, and it makes it sturdy. Here's an old mailer that I found in my mother's things. She had stored some old photographs in, and that makes a really nice big, you can make a nice big sketchbook out of that, or a big collage book. And then besides sacks, there's greeting cards. So this was a large greeting card. It had a fold down here, and I just took off that because it had pictures and printing and stuff, and somebody had written on it. But I saved the paper because that's what we do, don't we? We save the paper. And this could make a double journal. You could put pages in here, and you could put pages in here. It would be like a flip journal. You could work on this side, and you could work on that side, or you could flip it around like this, flip it around like this. Then there's these kinds of things, like this one. Look at all these fold outs on here. Now this is perforated right here, but it's not perforated there. And you could put some pages in here, sew some pages in there here with this flap over it, and you could sew some pages in here, a signature in here, and then you would have a double book. It could go, yeah, it could go that way, like that. And that would be a possibility. And then these mailers that you get, these make good things. In fact, I've made a couple of glue books out of this size. And then there's the old pharmacy bag. And that'll make a nice little one. It's the paper is nice and sturdy. And by the time you glue some nice papers on it, that would be pretty. And then here's a new envelope. These are the simpler kind to make, the easy kind. Just fold and stitch your signature in, and then decorate it. So that's pretty easy. So I'm going to clean up my mess, and then I will show you which bag we're going to use. Okay, now that my mess is gone, I've zoomed in a little bit closer so you can see. And I've chosen this bag because it's very close to this bag. Slightly different, but it's the same size. And so what we're going to do is first we're going to release the bottom of the bag so it's not connected. And we're going to take our scissors and cut just a little bit off this edge. And then we're going to open it up. And we're going to cut down this one gusset right here. So it's on the inside fold. And then on the opposite side, down this gusset here. And now across to the other side, that one, and that one. And so that releases the bottom of the bag. Get all the way to the corner so it will lay flat. So there we have the beginning of our bag. And this other bag had a different kind of construction. Our bag has this construction right here. So we're going to glue those points down. And I have some art glitter glue here. I'm going to take out the creases so it lays flat. And I'll glue down any of these little loose edges. And we'll turn it over and we'll do the same thing with anything over here that's loose. Although we're going to be covering this, so that will hold it down, but I still like to put some glue on these pieces and just Make sure they're all down. Now we're going to form our inside pockets. We're going to open this up and pull it out and fold it down. We're going to glue the top one. We're going to fold this up. Now we won't glue this. We'll just leave this open for now and make our decision later. So now here's our cover. We want to make sure it's straight. Sometimes these bags, like this one's a little bit wonky down here, but that's okay. And we want to see, oh, this bag is much longer than the other bag. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this just a little bit. I think I'll use my, let's see how long this will be. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'll make it 4 inches. That'll work when we cut our paper. And line it up. Get it as straight as I can. Okay, now what I can do is I can decide if I want to eliminate this or if I want to make another kind of fold out. Let's see what happens. I'll make it a little bit, let's see. I think I have to mark this. So I think I'm just going to cut this one. I don't think I'm going to try to do any more, what would you call it? Engineering. Now we have our basic book. And it's ready for decorating, or if you just want it plain, you can skip ahead to where I put in, where I discuss the papers. But I think I want to decorate this, so I'm going to pick out some papers, and then I'll cut them. See, it's just a little over 4 inches by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost 5.5 inches. I've pulled out a bunch of small paper pads that I haven't used much in a long time. And I saw this one, after I pulled these out, I saw this one and I had an idea. But first I'll show you what I have. And so this is a cardstock. And if you want your little book to have a nice firm feel to it, you could cover the outside with cardstock. So you could just cut and paste like that. This one, these are cardstock also. These are Tim Holtz. These would be fun. I don't remember what that is. Oh, that's the cover. So these are two-sided. Got a ton of these little things. I need to use them up. Here's some one-sided papers. That's called Maps, Text, and Ledgers. And I probably got these at Michael's because that's the closest craft store to me. It's about 20 miles north of me, and Hobby Lobby, unfortunately, is about 70 miles away, so I don't really go there very often unless I have to go to the city to pick up my brother at the airport, which I am going to do next week. And so that's what gave me the idea. Here's some stickers. First I was thinking of doing something botanical, but then when I looked at this paper pad here, the guitar reminded me of my brother because he plays guitar. And so he's not a crafter, he's a scientist and a musician. So I'm not sure if he'll actually use something like this, but I'm sure he will appreciate it. So let's see what we can do. It's all like stuck together. Here's some denim. And he lives in Texas. Not in the country like this, but outside of the city. But definitely the guitar. And then here's some sort of looks like tooled leather. He does like to travel, so he would like scenery, I'm sure. He's not a cowboy. He's not a farmer. There's another guitar. I could use 2 guitars in there if I need to. I probably won't use them for anything else. Here's a nice scenic. Here's some bandana fabric. That could be fun. Boy, these are glued in here. Some more tooled leather. Barbed wire. That's cute. That could be cute for like a pocket. Oh my goodness. And I get these unglued. Probably so old the glue is probably petrified. I don't know, do they put dates on these things? This does not have a date. Here's a scrap. I used something for something else. Oh, the wood. I like the wood. He likes working with wood. He's done some woodworking projects. There's some more barbed wire. I'll just take that out just in case. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. So that Paper House products, 100% country paper picks, 100% Western images to paper. These are 6x6 inch papers, and there's 36 come in the paper pad. Okay, so we need to decide. I think the guitar has to go on the cover, doesn't it? Just has to go on the cover. And then we could also put it, we could put another one on the inside like this, although it's going to be covered up. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a pocket here, and we're going to have a pocket here, and then we're going to have pockets here, and then if we leave this open right here, we can have a pocket there. This one got cut off because of the way this bag is constructed. Alright, so let's see what we want to do here. I don't want to cut off the top of this guitar, so I'm going to cut off a little bit of the bottom of the guitar. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than this bottom flap because it kind of doesn't come all the way to the edges. So that will be our first page. And we're going to glue that on. Now let's put another page on here to cover up the white edge and all this gunky stuff. Now what I want to do is check to make sure this doesn't bind. So I think I'm going to trim a little bit more off the edge. so it doesn't bind the closing. I'm going to match it right up to these outside edges of this. I'm going to continue covering the inside and the outside of the cover, and then I'll fast forward that so you don't have to sit through the whole thing. Okay, we've got the book covered. We've got pockets in here, and we're going to make pockets right here. But first I want to put a little bit of ink on some of these raw edges. So I want to cover the white paper that shows where I cut the images. I think it helps to integrate all the pieces. All right. I think I forgot this one. Okay, I want to make these pockets this way and this way. So I want to make a little thumb hole right here, and I don't have a punch that will do that, so I'm going to cut it by hand. Or maybe I'll use an X-Acto knife. So something like that. And here's my X-Acto knife. And let's see if this will fit in here. Okay. There we go. Too bad. Not too shabby. Want brother to know that that's what that's for. Now we can decorate the pockets if we want to. And I was thinking of that barbed wire. Thought that might be kind of cool. Well, I forgot about the thumb hole. So I can just do like that. cut it slightly bigger. And I want to cut it slightly smaller so that it doesn't bind on the center where we're going to do our stitching. There. Now, should I do the other one, barbed wire also? I don't really have any other pieces left. Now we can put in some pages. I don't think my brother would quite understand tea-dyed paper or appreciate it. It can be hard to write on sometimes. But I do have some vintage papers. So I'll look in my file. I've been using these boxes to store my collage papers and my junk journal pages and papers that I use for all kinds of things. And I got them on Amazon. I'll put a link below if you're interested in trying this kind of sorting system. And they fit into one of those plastic hanging file boxes, or if you have a file cabinet, they would fit in a file cabinet. But I think they're much easier to use than file folders, hanging file folders, which I used to use, and they were just so bulky they would always seem to, they were just hard to work with. So under here somewhere I've got some of this vintage graph paper with large squares on it. I've got some vintage notebook paper in green. It was from 1975. I have a note on there. So it's from 1975. Each one of these will make each one of these will make 4 pages in the book. Here's some more vintage notebook paper. This one from 1968. I think I'll use one that's not doesn't have the sunburn on it. I don't know if he would appreciate that. Oh, here's some interesting paper. It's got some red on it, so that would be good. Here is some ledger paper. But I think I like this ledger paper here. Here's some newer ledger paper. It looks like it's in German. I think I only have one sheet of that. So that will go to somebody who really appreciates it. What else do I have? That's cardstock, so I don't want to use that. This should be plain paper. This shouldn't really be in here. I think these should be in another file. I don't think he'd care for roses. And these diagrams probably shouldn't be in here. So I recently started this filing system. I haven't really finished getting everything sorted. I think that's probably enough. put a picture of how I file those little boxes. So now what we're going to do is, I think I'll just trim the bottom of this off. Well, maybe I'll leave it on there. But we can fold these like this. I want to keep this top, so we can fold this like this. And then I'm going to fold it here. And that's going to be the size of my page. That's going to be the size of my signature page. So I can trim that. And then fold this. Now let's see if it's going to be too wide. It is a bit wide, so I'm going to have to take off about a 1/4 inch. And then I'm just going to trim the bottom. This cutter blade is not very sharp. So I'll trim the bottom on here. I'm just taking off a sliver. And so now I have 4 pages for my signature. And I will continue doing that with the rest of these. Okay, so you might have too many, so I'll do one of each first. Now I want to check if they're too wide, and they are. I think I'm going to take off probably 1/8 of an inch. Make sure that can close easily enough. Now when you have pages folded like this, the ones in the center tend to get pushed out a little bit, so I'm checking to see how far they come out. And it's just a sliver. Alright, now there's different ways that we can do this. We can sew it like I did with this one, or we could staple it. If we sew it, then we can, it's easier to add a closure on. So I think we will sew it. I think that's enough papers. I'll save these for another book. This is my little bookbinding kit, and I don't know where my black elastic is. I can't find it. I guess I either used it up or didn't get it put away, but I have this sort of ivory colored elastic. And I think that's the kind of binding he would appreciate, because he can just slip it over and keep it closed. So I'm wondering, this feels a little bit tight. I might have to trim off the edge of this. Or maybe trim off more of the pages. No, the pages are okay. Well, there it goes. And now it's fitting. It was trying to pop open. Okay, so what we're going to do is center our pages on here like this. And I'm going to find my awl. So while I was looking for my awl, I found this white, which is thinner. It's more like the black. And I don't really like the white, but I don't know where my black went. And my brother's going to be here next week. So we're going to do a 3-hole punch. We want to center the book's pages, the signature, right in here, and then we want to take our awl and in the middle punch a hole, and because we're using elastic we want to get that hole a little bit on the big side, and then about a 1/2 inch from the top and about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And this is the 3-hole stitch. So we find a needle that will work. I didn't really want to use this great big needle, but I'm going to. Okay, so we go in this side. Oh, I could have measured this. I thought this was shorter. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go into the top one. Down through the bottom one. And then we're going to go back through the middle one, and we're going to try to hold our elastic out of the way so we don't catch it. But this is a blunt needle, so it won't split it. But you want to be careful not to split it if your needle's sharp, because it'll make it hard to pull. All right. I want to tighten that up. And tie a square knot. Trim it off. Now we have our signatures. It's a chunky little thing. But he can pull pages out if he wants to write a note or something and then pull it out. He can rip it out if he wants. So next we'll make a closure. And I'll bring it about we'll slip one in through there and one in through there. Let's bring this one in up this way. So one down and one up. There, look at that. All right, we'll get rid of this stuff. So now all we have to do is make some little tags, and then we're almost done. I'm going to make plain tags. I'm going to see if I can make some tags from the leftover pieces. Where did I put them? Okay. Let's make some tags for the pockets. I could do some with the scraps. So what I like to do to make this easier for in and out, I put a small round on it. And this is especially helpful for people who aren't used to these kinds of little books. And that fits right in there. Whoa. I don't know. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's see, what else can we do? Here's another piece. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Let's see, maybe this one will fit over here. I'm sure it will. There it goes. All right, that one's done. Now, I think I want to do something a little bit different for these pockets. I want to see if I can find something that's a little bit stiffer, sort of like an index card. Something that's plain or has lines like an index card. Let's see if I can get two out of this. I think so. Put this in upside down, and then it'll be a surprise. You'll pull it out and you'll see this. Okay, now the other side. Now I still have these little pockets. Got two more pockets to go. So back to the scraps. Maybe. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I wanted this on top. Okay. What else? So we've got this. Let's take the white off of these. He won't know the difference, but I will. I'm not really going over the edge very far. I'm just taking the white paper off of there. I think it looks more finished. Should we put a pocket on this side too? So let's put a business card pocket on there. Let's put a couple of business card pockets on there. Let's see. I have to get a business card, see if I make it the right size. Okay, this will be fun. I found one of his old business cards, one of my old business cards, and one of my other old business cards. So, they're too big for this. But I could do them like this. Maybe I'll just do two. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. We'll get this thing so stuffed it will never close again. Okay, so let's make it 1 1/4 inches. 1 1/4 inches. When I glue on a pocket, I like to put a card in there just to make sure it's going to fit. But I do with the other one. There it is. I think I'll put this card in. It has one of my watercolor paintings on it, but the wrong phone number. All right, isn't that fun? He'll probably put it on his bookshelf and never use it. But that's okay, it's something for my brother. He helped me out a lot, and he's going to be here next week. Let's count the pages. I didn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets. That's a lot for a little book like that. Thanks for watching and have a great day crafting. Bye-bye.